The repair station hung like a metallic jewel against the endless black canvas of space, its solar panels glinting softly under the distant starlight. Asteroid X-472's orbital region was typically quiet, just another unremarkable spot in the vast galactic trade routes. But this station was anything but ordinary. Jack Miller stood at the primary observation deck, his weathered hands clasped behind his back, eyes scanning the incoming traffic. At 42, he carried the demeanor of a seasoned engineer, sharp, calculated, with an almost supernatural ability to understand mechanical systems that seemed incomprehensible to others. The station's core team consisted of just 7 humans, each selected not just for their technical skills, but for their extraordinary problem-solving capabilities. Where most repair facilities relied on standardized protocols, this team approached each challenge like a unique puzzle waiting to be solved. A massive Rigelian transport ship approached, its hull showing extensive damage from what appeared to be a high-energy collision. Most repair stations would have immediately calculated the cost and likely recommended scrapping the vessel. Not this station. "Incoming damaged vessel," announced Maria, the station's communication specialist. Her fingers danced across holographic interfaces, pulling up preliminary scan data. Structural integrity at 38%. Multiple quantum drive disruptions. Conventional repair protocols suggest 89% probability of total system failure. Jack merely raised an eyebrow. "Conventional protocols," he muttered, a slight smile playing on his lips. The Rigelian captain's transmission came through, a mixture of desperation and hope. Their ship carried critical medical supplies for 3 frontier colonies, and every minute of delay could mean lost lives. Most repair stations would have been overwhelmed, calculating risks and potential failures. But this human team saw challenges differently. Within hours, Jack and his team had developed a comprehensive repair strategy. They weren't just fixing the ship, they were reimagining its entire structural framework. Using a combination of adaptive nano-welding techniques, quantum realignment processors, and pure intuitive engineering, they began their work. Most alien species viewed repairs as a mechanical process: replace damaged components, recalibrate systems, restart. Humans saw it as a holistic art form. Every damaged section told a story, every malfunction a puzzle waiting to be understood. The Rigelian captain watched in disbelief as human engineers moved with precision that seemed almost choreographed. They didn't just repair, they anticipated. Where a traditional repair might take weeks, these humans were promising completion in less than 36 standard galactic hours. Maria tracked the repair progress, her screens filled with complex algorithms and real-time system diagnostics. "Jack," she called out, "quantum drive reconstruction is proceeding 47% faster than our initial projections." Jack nodded, unsurprised. This was becoming their standard operating procedure. Exceeding expectations had become routine. By the second day, the Rigelian ship wasn't just repaired, it was enhanced. Its quantum drives now operated with 22% more efficiency, its structural integrity reinforced beyond original manufacturing specifications. The captain could hardly believe his sensors. "How is this possible?" he asked Jack during the final system verification. Jack simply shrugged. "We don't see problems. We see opportunities." What the Rigelian, and soon many other alien species, would discover was that this small human repair station represented something profound. It wasn't just about technical skill. It was about an approach to problem-solving that was uniquely human. Adaptability, creativity, an almost rebellious refusal to accept limitations. As the Rigelian ship departed, its systems humming with newfound efficiency, word would spread through galactic communication networks. A subtle shift was beginning. Humans were no longer just another species in the vast cosmic community. They were becoming something else entirely. Problem solvers, innovators, the species that could look at the impossible and see merely a temporary inconvenience. Jack Miller watched the ship disappear into the starry expanse, knowing that this was just the beginning. Their little repair station would soon become something much more than a simple maintenance facility. It would become a legend. The repair station's reputation began to spread like a quantum pulse through interstellar communication networks. What had started as a modest operation was quickly becoming a phenomenon that intrigued and challenged the established galactic repair industry. 2 weeks after the Regellian ship's remarkable restoration, a Correxian merchant vessel limped into their docking bay. The ship looked like a technological disaster. Its hull was a patchwork of outdated modifications, burn marks from multiple energy weapon encounters, and structural damage that would make most engineers simply shake their heads in defeat. Captain Elena Rodriguez stood beside Jack Miller, her cybernetic diagnostic interface, scanning the ship's complex systems. The Correxian captain, a tentacled being named Vornak, looked defeated. Multiple repair stations across 3 star systems had already declared his ship beyond salvage. "This vessel has been my family's livelihood for generations," Vornak communicated through a translation device. His tentacles drooped with a mixture of exhaustion and hopelessness. "Every other station says complete reconstruction would cost more than the ship's value." Jack simply walked around the ship, his hands occasionally touching its scared exterior. To most, it looked like random inspection. To those who knew him, it was a deep, almost intuitive assessment. "We don't see dead technology," Jack finally announced. "We see potential waiting to be unlocked." The repair team began their work with a methodical precision that seemed almost magical. Where traditional repair protocols would replace entire systems, the humans started reconnecting, reinforcing, and reimagining the ship's existing infrastructure. Maria's advanced diagnostic tools worked in conjunction with Jack's intuitive understanding. They discovered that the ship's core quantum drive wasn't broken. It was merely misaligned. Years of poor maintenance and hasty repairs had created a cascading system of inefficiencies. Most repair teams would have simply recommended a complete system replacement. The human team saw an opportunity for resurrection. Over the next 72 hours, the station transformed into a hive of creative engineering. Specialized nano-welding tools restructured critical components. Custom-designed adaptive circuits bridged technological gaps. The Correxian ship began to breathe again, its systems slowly coming back to life. Vornak watched in disbelief. The humans weren't just repairing his ship, they were giving it a second life. Complex technological barriers that had stumped multiple advanced civilizations were being dismantled with what seemed like casual expertise. "Your technologies are impressive," Vornak commented during a system calibration phase. "But how do you consistently achieve what others cannot?" Jack's response was simple and profound. "We don't limit ourselves by what others say is impossible." By the 5th day, the Correxian merchant vessel wasn't just repaired, it was transformed. Its quantum drive now operated at 150% of its original efficiency. Structural integrity had been enhanced beyond manufacturer specifications. Energy consumption was reduced by 40%. When the final system checks completed, Vornak could barely recognize his own ship. What had been a dying vessel was now a technological marvel. The cost? Significantly lower than a complete replacement. The result? Far beyond anyone's expectations. Word spread quickly. The human repair station wasn't just fixing ships, they were performing technological miracles. Alien captains, merchants, and ship owners began to take notice. What had seemed like a small, unremarkable operation was becoming something extraordinary. As Vornak's ship prepared for departure, Jack and his team watched with quiet satisfaction. They weren't just engineers. They were technological artists, reshaping possibilities with every repair. The galaxy was about to learn that humans approached challenges differently. Where others saw limitations, humans saw opportunities. Where traditional thinking suggested giving up, human creativity found a way forward. This was more than a repair station. This was the beginning of a technological revolution. The stars themselves seemed to shimmer with anticipation of what would come next. The repair station's reputation began to ripple across the galactic communication networks like a quantum shockwave. What had once been a little-known outpost was now becoming a beacon of hope for spacecraft owners across multiple star systems. Interstellar communication channels buzzed with stories of the human repair team's extraordinary capabilities. Ships that were considered total losses were now finding new life through their innovative techniques. The galactic repair industry watched with a mixture of confusion, skepticism, and growing respect. Captain David Walker, the station's operations manager, monitored the incoming transmission requests. What had started as a trickle of interested ships was now becoming a steady stream. Repair requests came from species across the galaxy: Arcturian traders, Centauri merchants, independent contractors, and even military vessels from various planetary defense forces. "We're going to need to expand," Maria noted, reviewing the incoming coup. Her holographic displays showed a growing backlog of ships waiting for repair. "Our current capacity can't handle this volume." Jack Miller studied the data, his mind already working through potential solutions. The station was no longer just a repair facility. It was becoming a critical hub of technological innovation. The first major test came with a Deltarian research vessel. These ships were known for their extremely complex quantum navigation systems, typically maintained by highly specialized repair teams from their homeworld. When the ship arrived, it carried damage that had been deemed irreparable by 3 different advanced repair facilities. The Deltarian lead researcher, a being named Krext, watched the human team with intense scrutiny. Their reputation had preceded them, but skepticism ran deep in scientific circles. Jack's approach was methodical yet unconventional. Where other repair teams would follow strict protocols, he and his team treated each technological challenge like a unique puzzle. They didn't just repair, they reimagined. The quantum navigation system was a labyrinth of interconnected quantum entanglement circuits. Most repair teams would have recommended a complete replacement. The human team saw an opportunity for reconstruction. Over the next 4 days, the station became a workshop of technological resurrection. Custom-designed adaptive circuits were crafted. Quantum realignment processors were developed on the spot. The Deltarian researchers watched in increasing amazement as their seemingly dead research vessel began to come back to life. "Your approach defies conventional repair methodologies," Krext observed during a system calibration process. "You're not just fixing technology, you're reimagining it." Jack's response was characteristic of the human approach. "We don't see obstacles, we see possibilities." By the 7th day, the Deltarian research vessel was not just repaired but enhanced. Its quantum navigation system now operated with 40% greater efficiency. Structural integrity had been improved beyond original specifications. Energy consumption was reduced by an unprecedented margin. The news spread rapidly. What had started as rumors became documented evidence. The human repair station was becoming a legend in its own right. Independent ship owners began deliberately rerouting their vessels. Planetary governments took notice. The galactic repair industry found itself facing a fundamental challenge to its existing paradigms. The humans weren't just fixing ships. They were revolutionizing the entire concept of technological maintenance. As more ships arrived, the station's reputation continued to grow. Each repair became a testament to human ingenuity, a bridge between technological limitation and unprecedented possibility. David Walker watched the incoming traffic with a sense of quiet pride. They were doing more than repairing ships. They were proving something fundamental about human capability. The stars seemed to shimmer with anticipation. Something extraordinary was happening. A technological renaissance led by a small team of human engineers who refused to accept the word impossible. The galaxy was about to change. And it would start right here, in this small repair station orbiting a nondescript asteroid. The human repair station had become more than just a maintenance facility. It was now a living laboratory of technological innovation, where the boundaries of engineering were constantly challenged and redefined. Jack Miller stood in the central research hub, surrounded by holographic displays that mapped technological systems from across the galaxy. Each display represented a different species' technological framework, a complex tapestry of engineering approaches that most would find incomprehensible. but not the humans. Maria Rodriguez, the team's lead diagnostic specialist, had developed a groundbreaking adaptive protocol that could translate technological languages across different species. Where previous attempts at cross-species technological integration had failed, their system created a universal understanding. It's not about understanding the technology, Jack often explained to visiting researchers. It's about understanding the fundamental principles behind the technology. The Zentarian research team arrived with what they considered an impossible challenge. Their advanced quantum communication array had been damaged in a deep space incident, its intricate systems seemingly beyond repair. 3 different repair facilities had already declared the technology a total loss. The human team saw something entirely different. Over the next 5 days, the repair station transformed into a marvel of engineering creativity. Custom molecular reconfiguration tools were developed on the spot. Adaptive quantum resonance circuits were crafted with an intuition that seemed to defy conventional engineering principles. Dr. Elena Thompson, the team's quantum engineering specialist, worked with a combination of mathematical precision and creative insight. Where traditional engineers saw limitations, she saw potential pathways. Each damaged circuit became an opportunity for reimagination. The Zentarian lead researcher watched in increasing amazement. The humans weren't just repairing their technology, they were evolving it. Your approach is fundamentally different, the Zentarian commented during a system calibration process. You don't see technology as a fixed system. You see it as a living, adaptable entity. Jack's response captured the essence of human innovation. Technology isn't about following rules, he said. It's about breaking them intelligently. By the 6th day, the quantum communication array was not just repaired but transformed. Its communication range had increased by 60%. Signal clarity improved beyond the original manufacturer's specifications. Energy efficiency was optimized in ways the Zentarians had never imagined possible. Word spread quickly through interstellar networks. The human repair station was becoming something more than a mere maintenance facility. It was a beacon of technological possibility. Researchers from multiple species began requesting collaboration. The station became a melting pot of technological exchange, where engineering approaches were shared, challenged, and reimagined. The human team's approach was revolutionary. They didn't just repair technologies from different species, they created a universal language of engineering. Their adaptive protocols could bridge technological gaps that had previously seemed insurmountable. David Walker managed the growing influx of requests, coordinating a complex network of technological exchanges. What had started as a small repair station was now becoming a critical hub of interstellar technological innovation. The station's reputation continued to grow. Ships arrived from increasingly distant star systems, each bringing unique technological challenges. And each time, the human team found a way to not just repair, but to enhance and evolve. As the Zentarian research vessel prepared to depart, its systems humming with newfound capabilities, Jack Miller stood at the observation deck. The stars seemed to pulse with potential, reflecting the endless possibilities of human innovation. They weren't just fixing ships anymore. They were rewriting the fundamental understanding of technological adaptation. The galaxy was watching, and the human repair station was just getting started. The repair station had evolved from a simple maintenance facility to an unexpected diplomatic nexus. What began as a technical hub was now becoming a critical intersection of interstellar relationships, where technological expertise translated into profound political connections. Jack Miller observed the latest gathering in the station's multilingual conference room. Representatives from 6 different star systems sat around a circular table, their conversations mediated by advanced translation systems developed by the human team. The Arcturian trade delegation had arrived with more than just a damaged merchant vessel. They brought complex political tensions that had been simmering between their planetary confederation and the Centauri Alliance. Where traditional diplomatic channels had failed, the repair station was creating unexpected bridges of understanding. Maria Rodriguez managed the communication interfaces, her skills going far beyond technical translation. She understood the nuanced art of interspecies communication, reading body language, interpreting subtle technological metaphors that carried deep cultural significance. Repairs are never just about fixing machines, Jack would often explain to visiting diplomats. They're about understanding the systems behind the systems. The station had become a neutral ground where species with historically conflicting interests could meet, communicate, and find common understanding. Technological challenges became metaphors for political reconciliation. A Krell diplomatic envoy watched the human team's work with increasing fascination. Their ship, a complex hybrid of organic and mechanical technologies, had been considered virtually unrepairable by conventional standards. The human team saw it as an intricate puzzle waiting to be solved. Dr. Elena Thompson led the repair process, her approach blending scientific precision with creative intuition. She didn't just repair the ship's systems, she engaged with its unique technological ecosystem, understanding the delicate balance between organic and mechanical components. The Krell ambassador observed the process, realizing that the humans were doing more than just fixing a spacecraft. They were demonstrating a profound respect for technological diversity, an approach that went beyond mere mechanical repair. "Your team doesn't see our technologies as foreign," the Krell ambassador remarked during a system calibration process. "You see them as unique expressions of engineering potential." By the end of the week, the Krell ship was not just repaired but transformed. Its hybrid systems now operated with unprecedented efficiency. More importantly, the diplomatic relationships had been subtly but significantly reshaped. David Walker managed the growing complexity of these interactions. The repair station was becoming a critical hub of interstellar diplomacy, where technological expertise translated directly into political understanding. Incoming transmissions showed an increasing number of diplomatic missions requesting not just repairs, but consultations. The humans were no longer just engineers, they were becoming unexpected ambassadors of technological diplomacy. The station's reputation grew. Species that had previously maintained minimal interactions now sought out human expertise. Their approach to problem-solving represented something profound, a universal language of innovation that transcended traditional political boundaries. Jack Miller understood the deeper implications. Each repaired ship, each resolved technological challenge, was creating invisible threads of connection across the galaxy. They were building relationships one repair at a time. As the Krell diplomatic vessel prepared to depart, its systems humming with newfound capabilities, the station's observation deck was filled with a sense of quiet anticipation. The stars outside seemed to reflect the endless potential of human innovation. They weren't just fixing ships anymore. They were reshaping the fundamental dynamics of interstellar relationships. The galaxy was witnessing the emergence of a new kind of diplomatic expertise, one that spoke the universal language of creative problem-solving. And the human repair station stood at the center of this extraordinary transformation, a beacon of possibility in the vast, complex tapestry of galactic interactions. The ripple effect of the human repair station's innovative approach had begun to transform engineering education across multiple star systems. What had started as a small repair facility was now reshaping the fundamental understanding of technological problem-solving. The Galactic Engineering Academy on Centauri Prime made the most radical decision. They completely redesigned their entire curriculum based on the methodologies observed from the human repair team. Traditional rigid learning models were replaced with adaptive, creative problem-solving approaches. Jack Miller received an unexpected invitation to deliver the keynote address at the Academy's Global Conference. Representatives from thousands of technological institutions would be attending, a testament to how far their reputation had spread. Dr. Elena Thompson prepared the presentation, carefully documenting the human team's unique approach to technological challenges. It wasn't just about technical skills, it was about a fundamental mindset of innovation and possibility. The presentation hall buzzed with anticipation. Alien researchers from hundreds of different species sat in carefully designed quantum-adaptive seating, their translation devices humming softly. Most had heard the stories, but few truly understood the depth of human innovative thinking. Jack's address was simple yet profound. Technology isn't about following rules, he began. It's about understanding the principles behind those rules and then reimagining them. He demonstrated their approach using holographic displays that showed how the repair team solved seemingly impossible technological challenges. Each example illustrated a core principle. Limitation is merely a temporary condition waiting to be overcome. The Centurion chief researcher watched with increasing fascination. The human approach challenged everything they had understood about technological problem-solving. Where their systems saw barriers, humans saw opportunities. Maria Rodriguez supported the presentation with live diagnostic demonstrations. She showed how their adaptive protocols could translate technological languages across different species, a breakthrough that seemed to defy conventional engineering wisdom. By the conference's conclusion, something fundamental had shifted. Engineering institutions across the galaxy began adopting elements of the human approach. Rigid curriculum gave way to more flexible, creative learning models. Universities started developing new courses with titles like Adaptive Engineering and Creative Technological Problem-Solving. The Human Repair Station became a case study, a living example of innovative thinking. The Arcturian Technical University established an entire research department dedicated to studying human engineering methodologies. What had once been seen as an anomaly was now becoming a serious field of academic study. David Walker managed the growing requests for collaborative research. The repair station was no longer just a maintenance facility. It had become a global center of technological innovation. Alien engineering students began requesting internships and research opportunities. The human team's reputation had transformed from mere repair specialists to global thought leaders in technological innovation. Jack understood the deeper implications. This was more than technological transfer. It was a fundamental reimagining of how different species approached problem-solving. As the conference concluded, the galactic communication networks buzzed with excitement. The human approach represented something revolutionary, a way of thinking that transcended traditional technological limitations. The stars outside seemed to pulse with potential, reflecting the endless possibilities of human creativity. They weren't just fixing ships anymore. They were reshaping the fundamental understanding of technological innovation across entire civilizations. The repair station had become more than a facility. It was a symbol of human potential, a beacon of creativity that demonstrated how imagination could transform technological understanding. And this was just the beginning. The galaxy was watching, learning, and slowly being transformed by a small team of human engineers who refused to accept the word impossible. Their legacy was just starting to unfold. The repair station had grown beyond its original configuration, expanding into a massive complex that stretched across multiple asteroid platforms. What had begun as a small outpost now represented the pinnacle of interstellar technological innovation. Jack Miller, now in his late 50s, stood at the central observation deck, watching the constant flow of spacecraft from hundreds of different species. Each arrival told a story of technological challenge and human-led resurrection. The complex now housed multiple research centers, educational facilities, and repair platforms. What had started as a simple repair station had become a global hub of technological exchange and innovation. Dr. Elena Thompson managed the primary research division, continuing the pioneering work that had initially put the human team on the galactic map. Her team had developed adaptive technologies that could interface with virtually any known technological system in the galaxy. Maria Rodriguez now led the Diplomatic Integration Department, where technological solutions became bridges between different species. Her adaptive communication protocols had become standard in interstellar negotiations, transforming how different civilizations understood each other. The Galactic Cooperative Council had officially recognized the Human Repair Station as a critical center of technological development. What was once a small, unremarkable facility was now considered one of the most important technological centers in known space. Incoming transmission logs showed the breadth of their impact. Research requests, diplomatic consultations, and repair missions came from across hundreds of star systems. The human approach to problem-solving had become a universal standard. Young engineers from multiple species now competed for internship positions at the facility. The complex had become more than a repair station. It was a living university of innovative thinking. Jack reflected on their journey. They had started with a simple premise. No technological challenge was truly impossible. Each damaged ship was an opportunity, each complex system a puzzle waiting to be solved. The station's latest project involved developing adaptive technologies for deep space exploration. Their quantum communication arrays could now transmit information across distances that were previously considered impossible. Planetary defense systems were being reimagined using human-developed adaptive protocols. David Walker managed the expanding operations, coordinating a complex network of technological and diplomatic exchanges. The facility had become a critical hub of interstellar collaboration. Representatives from the Galactic Engineering Academy arrived to document the station's latest innovations. What had once been seen as an unusual approach was now considered the gold standard of technological problem-solving. The Zentarian chief researcher watched a demonstration of their latest adaptive repair technique. "You don't just repair technologies," he observed. "You evolve them." Jack's response captured the essence of their approach. "Every challenge is an opportunity," he said. "Limitations are just temporary conditions waiting to be overcome." As the sun set across the asteroid complex, holographic displays showed the global impact of their work. Technological efficiency had increased across multiple star systems. Diplomatic relationships had been transformed. The very understanding of innovation had been redefined. The human repair station represented more than technological expertise. It was a testament to human creativity, adaptability, and an unbreakable spirit of innovation. They weren't just fixing ships anymore. They were reshaping the fundamental understanding of technological potential across entire civilizations. The galaxy had learned an important lesson. Human beings didn't just solve problems. They reimagined possibilities. As night fell across the complex, the stars outside seemed to pulse with potential, reflecting the endless journey of human innovation that had begun in a small repair station and transformed the understanding of technological possibility. The legacy was complete, but the journey was far from over.